We'll see what happens, everybody. We will see what happens. It doesn't want to go. Oh, because I need a... All right. Let's see if this connects now. Let's see. It's not going live here. It's like not connecting. Wonder why. Oh, I'm live. Here? Why am I live here instead of the other way? Sorry if I'm live on YouTube right now. It's not telling me that I am. That's frustrating. Can anybody in TikTok check if I am live on YouTube right now? It's telling me that I'm live, but for some reason it's not showing me that I'm live. Yeah, I can check myself. I apologize if I am live on YouTube here. Oh, come on. Show me all these animals. I'm gonna actually type in Animal Kingdom. Okay, well, I think I am live. Okay, I am live. Cool. I guess I can't see myself, but whatever. I don't need to see myself on the stream. Asura, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Can you let me know how the volumes are? 528. Yeah, I'm actually gonna be reading from a book here. So just let me know if I can turn this down a little bit and how my volumes are, because I'm trying to balance. I have the speakers on as well. I also would like to put the book actually on the page here. So maybe I can build up a new scene. Or if I add in, I show like a window capture, I can do that, right? I appreciate everybody that is here on YouTube and on TikTok. I'm a little bit jumbled right now. I didn't plan to be doing this, but I was inspired to do this, so I feel like it's fitting. So we put it right here, yeah. Okay, cool. And then if I scroll here, does that move? Perfect. Perfect. Well, you're not gonna be able to get a full screen of what's going on. Unless I can drag this down. I can't drag that down. That's cool. That is what it is. But yeah, so if I can fade this in here. Thank you again to everybody who is here on YouTube. We are going to be reading from the book of 528, and that's what this looks like right here. And as I'm scrolling through it, you'll be able to see that as well. So I'm glad I was able to do that. And yes, I am using OBS. Allison, thank you for being in here. Everybody on TikTok has been waiting so long. So we're just going to get right into it. I am going to turn down my sound a little bit more. Like right there. I hope that volume's good for everybody. If you can hear it, still hear the music just a little bit. As for everybody here, I'll turn it up just a tiny bit. Okay. So, the book of 528. I will let the book do the talking. And if anybody has questions, if they'd like me to explain something further, please leave a comment. I will do my best to interpret it at the moment, and if I do see it. Yeah. So for those of you on YouTube, this is what the cover looks like. I can actually show everybody here on TikTok as well, so I feel like it's important. It shows the solfeggio scale and kind of their harmony. If I pull you out of my tripod here and flip the camera, this is what the cover looks like. Again, this is by Dr. Horowitz, and there is a link to the book on the YouTube stream. If anybody on TikTok is interested in going to YouTube, there should be a link in my bio for that. Come on. These tripods, I tell you. some of them. This one in particular, actually, quite interesting. Yeah, of course. Asura, thank you for being here. I appreciate your energy being here. Let's make sure that we're all good here. And then let's get an actual song. So we're going to do Welcome Home. It's perfect. All right, here we go. Thank you, everybody on TikTok, for waiting. I appreciate you all so much. And thank you to everybody that's here on YouTube, whether you're here currently or in the future. I appreciate you all. So as I scroll through here, got a lot of credits. He has all of his, these are his other books as well. I haven't read any, but I would recommend reading them. The information he has in this book and kind of that he brings in all of his emails it's worth reading the rest of his books. But I will kind of read this dedication. That is how the whole book starts off on the first page. Okay, here we go. That's my charm. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming back in here. The Book of 528, Prosperity Key of Love, may be the most important book in history, following the Holy Bible and Aristotle's physics that birthed modern religions and science. The divided worlds of science and religion shall merge from this knowledge of 528, the musical mathematical frequency of spiritual energy fundamental to space and time. 528 unites every field, illuminating love for the enlightenment of humankind. 528, the universal love constant, manifests miracles from love and makes love miraculous. 528 is responsible for the constant flow of love that heals and sustains people spiritually. The heart of this clear channel of music, 528 hertz on the universal dial, broadcasts you into existence every nano instant. These revelations compel civilization to build a new foundation in celebration of love that is sourcing, unifying, and guiding all creation. May this 528 key of the House of David facilitate civilization's salvation through spiritual evolution. Starts off pretty fun, right? Jesus, thank you for coming in here. So that's kind of the dedication. Beautifully written. And kind of the premise of 528. So moving forward, this, ironically, moving forward to the Foreword by Sherry Kane, who is kind of Dr. Horowitz's partner through this. They've both worked in different parts of the industry and were able to come together, and they've done a lot of stuff on big pharma, on food, a lot of health things. And I would recommend checking both of them out. They have so much more vast of understanding and knowledge about this concept. I am merely a messenger, but this is from Sherry Kane, kind of Horowitz's partner through this. And again, Dr. Horowitz has been working on this since, I believe he started in 1996. So this has been a long journey. But this is Sherry Kane. There's a lot of sickness, sadness, and pain in the world, I was told as a child. Witnessing close friends and relatives addicted to pharmaceuticals for managing pain from man-made diseases is a reminder of how true those words are. As early as I can remember, when people would ask me what my dream was, I would say, I wish I could help save the world, save the children for the future. My spiritual path has taken me to the bottom and the top of the world. I have lived in squalor with the poor and in luxury with the wealthy. This incredible journey made me see that no matter what your social success level was or is, to be optimally prosperous, we all need love. Little did I know what the future would hold. I would partner with Dr. Leonard Horowitz, a true hero and genius, to advance a revolution, the 528 Love Revolution, in health and spirituality, changing the way people live their lives and offering new hope for saving civilization from self-destruction. For me, the first step was realizing that we all come from one source and are connected to our Maker by love. Now we learn from Dr. Horowitz that this metaphysical superpower thinks most highly of the number 528, the sound, frequency, or vibration of love. I was saddened when I awakened to the knowledge that for centuries, vicious wars were created by banksters to engage and terminate true patriots or nationalists through most profitability. I realized that we the people, in our ignorance, arrogance, apathy, and silence, accept, and even encourage the global elite's agendas and our own demise. In fact, researching the New World Order agenda by reading Dr. Horowitz's books, including Emerging Viruses, AIDS, and Ebola, Nature, Accident, or Intentional, I learned the only hope for humanity is precisely what Dr. Horowitz prescribes: 528, more love in the world. From the book of 528, Prosperity Key of Love, I learned that this solution is in music we can sing and dance to. When I first learned about the 528 frequency, I thought, what a concept. I imagined how much more beautiful the world would be if the 528 love vibration, with the love 528 love, wow, words, with the 528 love vibration permeating the air. I envision people healing physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually by listening to this music, and helping the planet by making and broadcasting it. This, Dr. Horowitz explains in the book, can bring us into harmony with nature and our Creator. So I began to listen to music composed in 528 hertz by pioneers like guitarist Scott Huckabee, harpist Peter Sterling, and sound healing expert Jonathan Goldman. I'd recommend looking into him. As Dr. Horowitz predicted, their 528 performances and recordings can really give listeners a warm, fuzzy feelings in their hearts. With this new monumental experience and understanding of how powerful the 528 hertz frequency is, I was convinced I needed to get involved right away in helping Dr. Horowitz get this message to the world. So I volunteered to help publicize Live H2O, Concert for the Living Water, in honor of the living water in each of us. Then I partnered with Dr. Horowitz to form Healthy World Organization, HWO, our answer to the corrupt World Health Organization, WHO. I'm going to repeat that. Dr. Sherry Kane partnered with Dr. Horowitz to form Healthy World Organization, HWO, our answer to the corrupt World Health Organization, WHO. We began producing educational news, commentaries on video, wrote articles that were published nationally and internationally, and disseminated many newsletters and articles in Medical Veritas Journal. I would highly recommend checking out that website. That's medicalveritas.org. We also produced a docu-comedy called Pharma Horrors, the Showtime sting of Penn and Teller, bringing to light a most serious neglected conspiracy, the control of the mainstream media by Big Pharma, in partnership with the energy cartel, given license to kill humanity by poisoning and polluting people and environments internationally. Dr. Horowitz and I furthered HealthyWorldAffiliates.com, a cooperative program in which your affiliation provides a way for you to partner with us. Together, we can save lives by spreading knowledge about natural healing using some of the best alternatives to pharmaceuticals on the planet, many of them incorporating 528. Then, Dr. Horowitz accepted Dr. Gary Goldman's invitation to become editor-in-chief of the peer-reviewed journal Medical Veritas. This online service publishes suppressed truths in medicine and is the first periodical heralding facts about 528 that may eventually terminate people's sickening reliance on drugs. I am now honored to serve as Vice President of Medical Veritas International, Incorporated, the parent organization dedicated to securing natural health freedoms and discovering and disclosing medical truths. Hope everybody's still with me. Thank you all. Next, we started a record company like no other, 528records.com. Our goal is to save the world by broadcasting the love vibration through 528 music. We encourage musicians to tune their instruments from 440 hertz to A444 hertz, that includes C equals 528 hertz pitch, and record in this tuning. We then publish their 528 recordings online, and the artists receive a 60% royalty on all donations made for their works. 528records.com can also transpose recordings performed in the standard tuning to 528 hertz frequency for everyone's benefit. From my own experience, the more we all engage a 528 love revolution, the more we will desire to learn about ourselves in relation to this beautiful, mysterious, optimal state of health and well-being called love. I've taken many spiritual journeys and paths in my life to get closer to the true meaning and experience of unconditional love. Personally, it meant letting go of fear and opening my heart to embrace more love. Many of my friends are doing the same. as though we are called to condition our hearts with divine love to gain protection and even prosper from what is befalling humanity regarding geopolitics, the economy, and healthcare. In this book, Dr. Horowitz concludes that the most important key to opening people's hearts is love, referenced in the Bible as the key to the house of David. Key of the house of David. He encourages us to consider this cosmic energy wave of 528 is naturally opening our hearts like flowers blossoming to receive the sun's light. Standing between us and unconditional love is our fearful egos. Egos have always been involved in war-making between nations and persons. So if we want peace, we need to understand what Dr. Horowitz is evidencing here. We must realize that we can't get to peace and harmony using our egos that are tuned to 741, which is a 440 standard tuning hertz frequency. The power of love comes from within our hearts in 528 hertz. This love, 528, sources from the heart of our Creator. Dr. Horowitz emphasizes here that faith is key in accessing and activating this prospering technology, whether you pray and chant in Christian churches, Buddhist temples, Jewish synagogues, and Muslim mosques on mountains, in the ocean, or at home. Alternatively, disciplines and doctrines, religious or otherwise, neglecting love and faith, are empty and destructive. Jesus modeled love best when he claimed that the divine law of the universe was most righteous. The path to enlightenment and eternal salvation, he said, involved loving God and each other like brothers and sisters. I remember being asked by a pastor the first time I read the New Testament completely through what I understood from it. I replied, I got that Yeshua was all about love. He replied, is that the only message you got? I said, yes, what else is there? To me, Jesus' conviction that love for the Father, achieved through faith, is the way to commune with God most optimally and consciously. Here is Dr. Horowitz's labor of love. Herein, I learned that love, as a frequency of pure spiritual energy, resonates in God's heart, the heart of the law of the universe, and the heart of nature. Love 528 can turn a Grinch into an angel, an ill person into a healthy one, and ultimately create lasting peace on earth. In this mission possible, I want to say that again. In this mission possible, Dr. Horowitz's practical solution of using water to deliver Love 528 as a virtual baptism for global salvation is fascinating. Take note of the connection between water, its structure, and the 528 hertz frequency of love. This book is based on more than a decade of tireless self-analysis in search of love in his own heart. It is a compilation of research by a world-class humanitarian, christened a world-leading intellectual by peers in the World Organization for Natural Medicine. The blessings of revelation, knowledge, wisdom, and most importantly, love that Dr. Horowitz brings in this monumental book are the keys to prosperity that can set everyone free most completely and enduringly. And that's Sherry Kane, Vice President of Medical Veritas International Incorporated. I would highly recommend to anybody on YouTube that can see this, look into this organization. They're posting content all the time. They are kind of the leaders in this. I don't know if they're leaders, but as I had kind of a back and forth with them. Ironically, I had a back and forth with Medical Veritas today in email because I read one of their articles, and Dr. Horowitz and Sherry Kane have basically filed a lawsuit against the FDA because of their because of the vaccine and how it's not tested, it's not proven yet, and I'm forgetting the right terminology. I don't know if I'm going to be able to think of it, but they actually put out a lawsuit against them, and they did that, I think, a week ago, 6 or 7 days ago, and they have a form that you can fill out online on the FDA's website to help back up that claim as well. This is something we're going to be sharing on Wave Wednesday tomorrow. I'm super excited to be sharing that because I think it's something that everybody needs to see. If you are aligned with not getting a vaccination, or just if you're skeptical in any way, I think you need to see this document. And I've been given the green light to share it, so I will be sharing it. But please look into this. To anybody on TikTok, again, that place is Medical Veritas. What I was just reading, to anybody who joined in while I was reading that, I was reading a foreword by Kane, who is kind of Dr. Horowitz's partner in Medical Veritas, and I think they partnered on 528 Records as well. So they have done so much for bringing 528 to this planet. They have done so much unfathomable stuff. So please give them a check out if you don't know. I will definitely be talking about it more. Let me catch up here on what's going on TikTok, and then we'll move into, I think there's a preface next. Yes. We'll have the preface next. Let me catch up here on TikTok. Shout out to everybody who's in here. I appreciate everybody in here that has, whether you're stopping in or if you've been staying here. I don't know what that definition would be. Sorry, Gems. That's kind of cool. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit is to live as if war is peace. You said that happened to you, that you had that spiritual experience. That's really cool. It seems this great nation does that. Exactly. It seems like the majority of this world does that. I wouldn't say majority. The controlling powers, for sure. I don't think you're off. And I think there's reason to be skeptical about all of it. Especially with that, with the book, The Handmaid's Tale. It's like they're predicting that, you know? So I don't think it's wrong to have any nervousness about that. But I see people are kind of tuning out, so I'll get going. I know if people don't want to listen to me talk, they want to hear the book, so I'll keep going. Luban, thank you for coming in here. I'll switch the legs that I have crossed under me. Stretch out this leg. That was a long forward. It's gonna be a long book. There's a lot of deep knowledge in here. Okay, this is the preface of the book of 528. So I think besides the very first part, the introduction, which I think was written by Dr. Horowitz. I don't know. It doesn't say. But this is where Dr. Horowitz comes in. Move my tea out of the way. Okay. Love has influenced the arts and people's lives more than any other emotion or motivation. Yet its spiritual dynamics have been grossly neglected by modern scientists and religious scholars for millennia. Aristotle wrote of virtuous love in Physics, the book that launched scientific inquiry in the 3rd century BC. The first letters of this title derived from philia, Greek for love, and it's used for phi, or they have the Greek symbol, a mathematical constant characterized nature and God as love. Characterizing, sorry, let me read that again. It used a symbol for phi, or phi, I think it's phi, a mathematical constant characterizing nature and God as love. Lovingly, Aristotle promoted a theology of love and forgiveness advanced by Jesus 300 years later. He referred to humanity, the masses of ignorant people, as forgivable anthropomorphism of the adolescent mind. I'm butchering that word. If anybody can read that, shout out to you. Anthropomorphism. Aristotle's respect for God and love and affection for nature, math, and phi, as shared by Plato, Vitruvius, Da Vinci, and subsequent Pythagorean mystery school disciples. Phi was known to all as the mathematical constant reflecting divine design, expressing the creator's love. It was used routinely in physics and the arts to create ratios and the proportions in music and architecture consistent with observations of nature. During the past 2,000 years, Phi's relationship to love has become trivial, even censored in modern times, in a world that celebrates science, music, and artistry, but neglects their foundation in simple vibrations, especially a 528 Hz frequency of resonance upon which pi, phi, and the golden mean constants are based. Yes, you read that right. Based on substantial evidence compiled in this book, the warm, fuzzy feeling you have in your heart when you are in love, the vibration of heartfelt adoration, is 528. It is a key, a musical note like no other, fundamental to creation. Pi, related to phi by dividing a circle into 5 sections, would not exist if not for 528's participation in the musical mathematical matrix of space and time. 528 cycles per second, like a wave of love, has everything to do with prosperity too, considering the universe is so bountiful. The abundant energy and mathematical technology that creates everything, including you, is revealed here depending on 528 Hertz, a key available for beneficial uses by those who seek to honor this intelligence. To manifest prosperity in all ways, financial and otherwise, you can't maintain self-limiting beliefs. Among the beliefs you might need to extinguish is atheism, faithlessness, and paganism. This book, sorry, I read it. I imagine him saying this because there's an interview where he says this. This book slam dunks God's existence, demystifies love, and explains divine intervention, direction, and even eternal salvation, all administered musically, mathematically, according to the laws of physics. This is another excerpt that is still a part of the preface. Shout out to everybody again that is here. It's 5:55. It's awesome. Sandra, Karina, thank you for coming in here. This next kind of excerpt is Faith for Protection and Divine Interventions. This book contains amazing, even shocking information that is prompting a 528 love revolution destined by divine design to solve humanity's greatest problems. It is thereby threatening the status quo. The Illuminati's investments in the world of music and managed chaos, waging spiritual warfare in the process, is detailed in Chapter 4. This best explains why within the days of launching i528tunes.com, the first full-service musical transposition site on the internet, I was warned of an assassination plot against me. The tip came from friends and angels who have been helping me write this book. The threat was confirmed by American intelligence agents. The religious murder plot involved CIA and FBI operatives who had been promoting Leo Zagami, a religious fanatic with allied ties to the Vatican. Zagami resembles Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey, as he has claimed that music can save the human race from extinction, as I am theorizing here. Zagami was promoted to emulate me, to destroy my credibility, detract from this work heralding 528, and provide the religious murder motive. These covert operatives claimed on the internet that 528 was a favorite number of Satanist Aleister Crowley, which is true, since Lucifer was given authority over music and light according to Christian theology. 528, as you soon learn, is among the most powerful creative sounds and light frequencies. So if Satan intended to outfox God, he would certainly abuse God's most miraculous frequency and creative technology to enslave humanity. This is precisely what has happened. As this plot was unfolding, and I was launching i528tunes.com, Inception, the Hollywood blockbuster, was premiering. This psycho thriller featured 6 references to the number of 528. Most of the action during the film's climax happened in the room and around happened in and around the room 528. Therein, special music was urgently required to cue espionage agents return to reality from virtual nightmares, dreamlike states called levels. The 528 code was used to get back home to where the heart is, where the love for family, children, and relationships is dearest. Likewise, the marketing campaign for i528 Tunes celebrated the great Hollywood ending. This positive affirmation was chosen to reflect 2 things. 1, the end of civilization's nightmarish enslavement to multinational corporations, mass media mind manipulators, and allied genocidalists who control populations for profit rather than permitting health, peace, freedom, and sustainability. And 2, the happy ending. Oh, my speaker's turned off. Let me turn it back on. I have my music on really quietly. There we go. Sorry about that. And 2, the happy ending. Celebrating the 528 love revolution or spiritual renaissance, i528 Tunes, in support of this movement, encourages living our divine destiny rather than suppressing humanity's spiritually, vibrationally primarily through music. Wow. Rather than suppressing humanity's spirituality vibrationally, primarily through music. So now that was kind of another excerpt, still in the preface. It's a lot of information, huh? Again, shout out to everybody who's here, YouTube and TikTok. I agree with you. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I am silly. Hold on. Why can't I find this? I feel like, oh, there we go. Shay. I blanked on your name, but I completely agree with you, Shay, that not cast down. I agree. I'm gonna keep my words here because I'm reading about this, but I agree with you. Okay. Wow, there's some deep stuff, huh? Again, shout out to whoever's on TikTok. Asura, if you're still here. Mariah, I appreciate you coming in here. I appreciate that you're looking forward to more tomorrow. Okay, this next kind of excerpt within the preface is called Music and Love, a Cure for What Ails Us All. Or for what ails us, not all, but it ails us all. I didn't know that. I'll have to look into, I didn't know if there was a standard before it went to 440 hertz. I haven't looked into that at all. Thank you for creating that, because that is actually a good thing to know. So I'll have to look that up. Chloe, shout out to you. Thank you for coming in here. Okay, we are going to continue. Again, the beginning of this excerpt. Misty, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here on YouTube. I'm also grateful that you're enjoying. Sorry if I'm butchering words also, by the way. Doing my best. These are big words, big concepts. Doing my best. Okay, anyways. Oh no. Okay. Music and love, a cure for what ails us. The world desperately needs a cure for what ails us. A practical plan that brings people together for mutual benefit and sustainability. We do not need another fake fix. We have already had enough solutions that have created more problems. The various wars we have fought or endorsed by our ambivalence and silence have harmed masses to enrich a few. I have often said, I can't wait till they give a war and no one turns out to fight it. Just realized this song is ending. That's a very powerful statement, though, so I think it's divine that I ended there. Can't wait till they give a war and no one turns out to fight it. It's Dr. Horowitz. That would take a miracle and or a universally accepted political ideology and religious theology, since all wars have been justified politically, economically, and or religiously. Ignorance encourages this mess. Our 21st century values and culture came courtesy of the Illuminati, and unless you are fully enlightened, you are, like the rest of us, dumbed down, spiritually suppressed, and mind-controlled by the mainstream media that promotes barbarism, self-destruction, and pandemic biocide. This book about 528, a number that best embodies the universal love constant, prescribes a musical plan to generate more love within each of us, inspiring every cell around the world. To cure depression, fear, greed, and recession, you need joy, faith, love, and bravery to manifest prosperity in all ways. These feelings and emotions are vibrations. That is, they are spirits or energies. Emotions are just that. Negative electrons, motions, communicating vibrational energy, characterizing numbers of cycles per second, called hertz. Love hertz is what I'm introducing here. 528 is felt in your heart as love, faith, joy, and bravery, based on the evidence compiled herein. Previously at love528.com and elsewhere, I reported on the perfect circle of sound, 9 core creative frequencies and fundamental... Whoa. Let me start that paragraph over. Previously at love528.com and elsewhere, I reported on this perfect circle of sound, 9 core creative frequencies fundamental to universal creation, construction, and its 528 central triangle or triad that especially resonates the energy or good vibrations of love, faith, joy, and bravery. So I got a little list for you here. This is some evidence of what 528 is. So shout out to everybody who's in here again. So we got 17 things, unless it goes on the next page. I got 17 things. Okay. 528's hertz frequency. Well, I should read what's at the top of the box. Some evidence 528 is the universal love constant. 528 hertz frequency is linked to the heart of everything, playing at the heart of the solfeggio, the original solfeggio musical scale, fundamental to pi, phi, the golden mean, or I keep saying phi, I think it's phi. Fundamental to pi, phi, the golden mean, and all sacred geometry, including circles, squares, arches, and architecture. The greenish yellow vibration of your heart chakra, hence this. Required for space and time measurements, crucial to the mile with 5,280 feet. Needed to determine the speed of light, constructive to E equals mc squared, since energy and mass and light all depend on it. A little something in my throat. Paramount to water, structuring in the form of a tetrahedron. Key to the heart of God, reconciling the triune God, creator, water, and the Holy Spirit as the beneficent, life-giving, and constructive. As beneficent, life-giving, and constructive. I put it there, or a the in there, my bad. Key of the House of David, reflecting the shape of Solomon's seal and water, active as an amulet generating positive or protective power. Central to Genesis in the command, let there be light. Broadcast by the sun and Jupiter, resonating the heart of rainbows and snowflakes, celebrated throughout the botanical world in the pigment chlorophyll, the reason grass is green, structuring your hemoglobin and adding love to the prana, the breath of life, oxygen, linked to the positive heartfelt emotions, love, faith, joy, and bravery, electron emotions that are fundamentally vibrating electrons resonating 528. It is the MI, miracle note of the universe, and much more. And he emphasized me because 528 in the solfeggio scale being do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. If you remember the sound of music, mi, M-I, is 528. So to take that a step further, if you were to put yourself in the position of our creator, and you were to put yourself, like your hands on yourself and refer to yourself in any way, we can only conceptualize that as humans. But like if I was that, I would say I am me, M-I, me. And then if you flip that around, if you spell it backwards, I am. It's the great I am. So it's the alpha and the omega. I am me. That's 528. Thought that was a fun little thing to throw in there. Moving on from that little thing. I think these are some more little facts. The 528 love revolution jibes with social psychologist Eric Fromm's quote that I found in my fortune cookie the other day. Love is the only sane and satisfactory answer to the question of human existence. The goal of this labor of love 528 is peace on earth and healthy sustainability. The miracle number of 528. This is another excerpt. I'm going to take a drink of tea. This is a lot. Stib, shout out to you. Thank you for coming back. I know, Waffle Trouble. That's why I'm taking a break, too. I know it's a lot to digest. It's a lot of... But if anybody has questions, please let me know. Again, I haven't read this book. I've only read it 1.5 times. 1.5 times. I've gone through the intro a lot. It gets really deep. And this is only the beginning. Because now he has to prove all of this. And he does prove all of this. So it should be very interesting to go over that on camera, because there's a lot of math involved. What's this on YouTube? Misty, your daughter always watches this 528 stuff on YouTube, and you can never figure out why. That's so cool. Shout out to your daughter. She knows. Shout out to her. Well, if nobody has any questions, is everybody following me? Is everybody with me? Have I lost anybody? Or are we all good? Because we're still in the preface here. We still got more to go before we're done. She's a child. Wow, that's so cool. And that she's looking up this 528 stuff. She's definitely tapped into this. That's really cool. Shout out to her, Misty. All right, since we don't have any questions, or it seems like everybody's with me, you have to quiz your little girl later. Yes, do that. Yes. Quiz your girl, and if she gets it, that's okay if she gets it wrong, because then she'll start learning. That's beautiful. That's such a beautiful idea. Please let me know how that goes. That's so cool. Wow. Thank you, Shay. I appreciate you. I am we'll get into this now. The miracle number of 528. This is another excerpt within the preface. I think this is the last excerpt before we get into the first chapter. I could be wrong though. But anyways, this one is fun. Sweet dreams of tree. Thank you for coming back here. Here we go. The miracle number of 528. The book of 528, Prosperity Key of Love, is about making miracles musically. This book reveals many compelling facts, including why the number 528, that reduces to a sacred number 6, is so special in manifesting miracles, including massive wealth. 528 digitally reduces to this sacred 6 by adding the numbers 5 plus 2 plus 8, which equals 15. And if you do the same thing again, 1 plus 5 equals 6. Route 66, for instance, was christened America's Highway to optimize commerce thanks to the metaphysical attributes of the number 6. 66 is precisely the third octave below 528 Hertz love, which means the Illuminati are using love to kill, and that is the punchline in the movie The Green Mile. This knowledge has been routinely used by the Illuminati to gain financial advantage over we the people who lack this knowledge. This secret sacred arcana is commonly used, for instance, by the Rockefeller family representing America's financial elite. Also, Phillips 66 is one of the most profitable and successful petroleum companies thanks to the British royal family's affection for the sixes. X is also 6 in the alphanumerics or Pythagorean mathematics underlying the English language. So, well, I'm just going to take a drink of tea. Let that sink in. I feel like that was kind of known. I'll read it again. X is also 6 in the alphanumerics or Pythagorean mathematics underlying the English language. F, O, and X are 6s. So Fox News is actually 666 Noons, owned by the wealthiest media mogul Rupert Murdoch. This gift of secreted knowledge also explains why Jesus in Matthew 6:33. Hold on. The song ended. I apologize. I will go back to that. This gift of secreted knowledge also explains why Jesus in Matthew 6:33 urged all disciples to seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all else will come unto you. Included in this promise is prosperity in all ways. I don't know why I said that word weird. In this book, I contend that study, knowledge, and applications of 528, the Miracle 6 musical note, engages the kingdom of heaven and unlimited prosperity on earth as it is in heaven. Just like to just do this quick for... just had to do that quickly for everybody on TikTok. If it lost connection, that's cool. Whatever. I herald 528 Hertz as the key to music creationism. All creation operates vibrationally, like language and music does most powerfully, to produce a physical result in space and time. Seek and ye shall find. Dr. Joseph Puleo sought divine guidance that came in 1997 through a vision of Jesus. The 528 code in the Bible was suddenly revealed after being hidden for millennia. This we detailed in Healing Codes for the Biological Apocalypse, which is another book that Dr. Horowitz has written. Ask and ye shall receive. Mathematician Victor Schowel asked if 528 if 528 holds a key to sacred geometry. He was thrilled to learn the affirmative, and he shared his analysis and conclusions herein. Based on solid mathematical determinations, 528 is fundamental to the laws of physics. That is, the universe operates musically and mathematically, and 528 is its central string, or tuning. 528 revelations can provide a peek into universally construction... Sorry, let me just start again. 528 revelations can provide a peek into universal construction to help you reconstruct your life, enhance your health, co-create a better world, and celebrate peace and freedom. In other words, these revelations shall transform civilization. In this book, you'll discover 528's relationship to life and to the kingdom of heaven. When this magic kingdom is sought and found, it provides far more wealth than any other means of prospering. The kingdom of heaven is near, affirmed Jesus. It is right here, right now, and is best experienced in your heart, vibrating in 528 hertz. 528 is the currency of reality and spirituality. Reconsider that word, currency. The energy or movement of electrons happening now through a sea of green. Look at the greenish-yellow algae and the phytoplankton enriching the oceans and atmosphere, mass-producing the chlorophyll to generate life-sustaining oxygen. This too depends on 528. Chlorophyll is the optimal energy transducer and power carrier. It delivers electrons from sunlight to your blood, linked to the breath of life, oxygen, inspiring your blood. This energy of spirituality vibrates universally, eternally, and hydrosonically, vibrating reality into existence through electron resonance, through 528's presence. Your DNA operates likewise, sending and receiving electronic and bioacoustic vibrations, anchored, like the sound of the sun, to 528 hertz. 528 hertz is helping to manifest you miraculously in this reality right now. You are the artistic rendering of mathematics and physics in a quantum field. You are dancing in a cosmic sound and light show. Ultimately, you are the result of hydro-creationism. You manifest from sound on water. This is the future of healing through natural medicine, celebrating the math and music of love in 528 hertz. Indeed, the music of the sun, central sound of Jupiter, according to NASA's recordings, vibrates in harmony with 528 hertz. This music, glorified by all life, is also the reason why Aboriginal musicians and vocalists tune up or down from standard Western world tuning. Intuitively, they realized 528 hertz and its harmonics is more appealing, healing, loving, and prophetically more fulfilling. Welcome to the 528 Love Revolution. Had to pause on that one. That one hits home. Deep down, most people are called to follow a path to enlightenment. Seeking the kingdom of heaven first is wise. Alternatively, straying from this path leads to unhappiness, greed, corruption, emptiness, and eventual disillusionment. To those with no ears to hear, Jesus consoled, "Wake up. But if you do not wake up, I will come like a thief to steal your wealth, and you will not know at what time I will come to you." Some people believe the time of divine justice is upon us. A global economic collapse was prescribed for spoiled, unfaithful children. Humans are being disciplined, and your grasp of both physical and spiritual reality is being tested at this time. Scroll down. Bible scholar Matthew Henry gave an excellent commentary relevant to Matthew 6:33 and this preface. God has given us life and has given us to the body. Sorry, let me restart that. There's no 2 in there. I keep messing that up. God has given us life and has given us the body. And what he cannot do for us, who did that? If we take care about our souls and for eternity, which are more than the body and its life, we may leave it to God to provide for us food and raiment, which are less. We must reconcile ourselves to our worldly estate as we do to our stature. Thoughtfulness for our souls is the best cure for thoughtlessness in the world. Happy are those who take the Lord for their God and make full proof of it by trusting themselves wholly to his wise disposal. Let thy spirit take away the worldliness of our hearts. So that was from Matthew Henry. Going back to Dr. Horowitz. How do you take away worldliness from your heart? The task requires opening your heart to receive something different from what is already filled up. A full measure of faith and love is what this book suggests. Is this an insurmountable task for normal humans operating in the physical world of psychology? Wow, of psychological programming and mass media persuasion? Let me say that again. I keep seeing my face in the YouTube thing and it keeps throwing me off. Is this an unsurmountable task for normal humans operating in the physical world of psychological programming and mass media persuasion? Does population manipulation undermine or support this open-hearted transformation? Does fear and competition discourage love and collaboration? The fact is, we need a miracle, a supernatural event to transmute ignorance, arrogance, and rampant stupidity. This is the mission and capacity of the Miracle 6 tone of the ancient solfeggio, the Me 528 frequency of the 528 Love Revolution. For it is written that Jesus directed his servant John to write a similar end times salvation message to whom it may concern. John's prophecy in Revelation involves 528. My role in this book is to proclaim that the modern gospel, that means good news. It's kind of a long excerpt. Some more downloads. Take another break. Still butchering words. Shout out to everybody who is in here. I appreciate everybody being here. Let me catch up on what's going on TikTok here. You're right, Shay. Thanks for answering that, Shay. That's cool. Shout out to everybody who's still here. I appreciate everybody tuning in here on TikTok and on YouTube. I didn't imagine that there'd be people on YouTube here, but thank you. Thank you so much. We are close here, I do believe, to the end of the stream. I was planning on going till the beginning of here, chapter 1. This preface is full of light, absolutely full of light. So I'm grateful that there are people who are here and who are interested. Thank you all so much. Take another drink of water and then we'll get back into this. Okay. So this gets into a little bit, I can move up to the mic a little bit more. This chapter gets, or not chapter, sorry, excerpt gets a little bit more into Dr. Horowitz and kind of how he came into this realization. So he also gives up his bias to show where his bias is from, to kind of preface in the book where he comes from, and just to kind of give a background as to how he achieved writing this and coming into this realization, I guess. Okay, here we go. My background and bias. As I first reported in Walk on Water, which is another one of his books, it appears I have an angel assigned to help me advance this great news. The angel is from the Church of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love where I was born. John, in Revelation 3:6-8, decrees this angel's assignment in heralding the Davidian key, a musical note. Check this music. A key is also a tool or instrument needed to open a door. In this case, a metaphysical passageway. This key and door apparently references a spiritual portal to people's hearts. Why? The Bible speaks of restoring love in a world gone mad, and in the coming pages you will see that this truth is revealed scientifically as well. King David's house and heart was filled with the greatest love for God. This door requires a Davidian key, according to Isaiah 22:22, and John's writing on behalf of the Church of Philadelphia in Revelation 3:6-8. And I think he puts that in there. So this is Revelation 3:6-8. These are the words of him who is holy and true, who holds the key of David. What What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. The above counsel, this is going back into Dr. Horowitz. The above counsel especially spoke to me. My Hebrew name is Arya ben Shlomo Ha-Levi. I don't think he'll ever watch this, but I'm sorry if I butchered that, Dr. Horowitz. That means Lion of Yah. God's true name is Yah, written in Hebrew, son of Davidian King Solomon, the Levi priest. Oh, okay. So what his Hebrew name means is Lion of Yah, son of Solomon, the Levi, which is Lion of God, the son of Davidian King, the priest. Most people know me as Dr. Leonard Horowitz. Sharing my roots seems appropriate for this book and the special honor I have of heralding 528. This background may help you understand why I have been blessed to deliver this revelatory information at this challenging time, and why an angel from Philadelphia co-authored this book. I am best known for health science celebrity, having written dozens of scientific articles and more than 17 books, including the award-winning national bestseller, Emerging Viruses, AIDS and Ebola, Nature, Accident, or Intentional. This politically charged text explained the man-made origins of HIV, AIDS, and Ebola. With shocking documentation, I scrutinized the genocidal origins of the world's worst plagues. Rebuking modern medicine, false health doctrines, and Big Pharma's deceptions since 1990, my family and business partners lived on a roller coaster ride through the Twilight Zone. We gave up our normal lives to expose medical malfeasance and related criminal injustices. I ended my 16-year career as a successful dentist and switched from being a nationally known professional trainer to become a consumer health advocate and government whistleblower. And he has links to his two websites. I will say those right now. So that's www.originofaids.com and www.tetrahedron.org. Those are what Horowitz's, he became a consumer health advocate and government whistleblower. Those are on both of those pages. I'm widely known and respected for heralding many troubling truths about vaccinations and other problems with medicines in an effort to prevent diseases and protect people from those who abuse their power and economic might. As a result of my work, many people say a lot of nice things about me, while CIA agents and big pharma shills work to discredit me. You can read about this on my official website, and his official website is www.drlanhorowitz.com. One grassroots activist christened me as the King David of natural healing versus the Goliath of slash, burn, and poison medicine, because of my support for natural alternatives over deadly drugs. He did not know how inspired I was as a child by the story of David and Goliath, nor did we know that years later I would be heralding the key to the house of David. I keep saying key of the house of David, a musical note that shall eventually bring Big Pharma down with love in 528. Today, in the spirit of love that David celebrated by writing psalms, I earnestly petition Yah to open my heart to the fullest extent possible, to enjoy optimal love and gratitude for the Creator's greatness and bounty of prosperity, administering using the musical mathematics discussed herein. Now, contrary to what you might think, I do not consider myself very religious, just spiritually sensitive. Despite my Judeo-Christian background, I reject any religious exclusivity doctrines, Hebrew, Christian, or other, such as sectarian monopolization over salvation seems ridiculous. Wow. Such sectarian monopolization over salvation seems ridiculous to me. Although I was reared Jewish and love my Hebrew heritage, I hope in my heart to Jesus, written in Hebrew, Yeshua. I hold in my hand. Wow. What are my words doing? I'm sorry. I hold in my mind and heart tremendous respect for his sacrifice and ministry, which encouraged love as the way to spiritual salvation. I view his teachings of the way, pure Christianity, as a loving sect of Judaism, healing to self and others. Eternal salvation is promised by his ministry and uplifting messages, and based on the revelations herein about 528 love, my faith soars. In recent years, as overseer for the Royal Bloodline of David Ministry, I've dedicated much effort to building a virtual King Solomon's temple for natural healing in Hawaii called the Kingdom of Heaven. We are advancing 528 and lava-heated steam, breath of the earth, holy water for miraculous healing. We are also sending 528 hertz music and prayers into the ocean from this land through a series of lava tubes. The world is in need of models for sustainable living and natural healing, so a major part of our mission on this holy land, this sacred earth, is to create a venue for the science of creationism featuring 528 hertz as central to the musical mathematical matrix of creation. To summarize my biases and backgrounds, I am multi-denominational and moderately spiritual. I am antagonistic to false doctrines of every kind and feel greatly blessed to be guided to serve humanity with revelations about 528 hertz frequency. So now we're getting into the last two excerpts before the end of this kind of preface. Still so appreciative for everybody here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for putting up with my stumbles over my words. I appreciate you all. And I'm very grateful that there are people who are interested in this message and are actually interested in listening to it. Thank you so much. Okay. This excerpt is called The Key of 528. In 1999, when I wrote Healing Codes for the Biological Apocalypse, I envisioned a global concert celebrating the miracle of 528 hertz. As a result, in 2009, colleagues and I produced the Concert for the Living Water, Live H2O, in which 72 countries were represented by groups performing music in 528 hertz. 528 was revealed as very special within the creator's musical scale by Dr. Joseph Puleo. 528, Joseph Puleo, learned in 1997, is the third note in a series of 6 notes in the ancient original solfeggio. The 528 tone is also called Miracle 6 because it is divinely anointed to produce miracles. That really makes you think of MI6 and how messed up that is. Anyways, in fact, Puleo's revelations decrypted this secreted information hidden by my great ancestors, Levitical priests, when they translated the original Torah into the Greek Septuagint. I don't know what that is. At that time, the priests, the exclusive curators of the spiritual knowledge of alchemy and musical metaphysics, put the verse numbers into the Bible, encrypting the secret musical code in the book of Numbers 7, 12 through 83. I hope I'm saying the Bible names right, or the first names. As you will learn herein, this original musical scale contains 6 of 9 frequencies that I call the perfect circle of sound. I discovered the final 3 pure tones by playing with the numerical patterns within the set of 6. This is fun. The 4 solfeggio frequency, 639, or the family 9 tone, also relates to the 144,000 prophesized vocalists required to transact the business of spiritual transcendence beyond the hypocrisy and insanity of ignorant society. I prayed for this positive manifestation to happen with Live H2O, and it may have. Most participants notice psychosocial and spiritual shifts occurring more commonly thereafter. You might recall that King Solomon, son of David, thirsted for divine wisdom and used it to justly rule the human family in his kingdom. So that's the end of that excerpt. We're going to go into the last excerpt, which I believe this is the last one. We'll just power through it. It's called The Wisdom of 528. The Davidian key, it turns out, is fundamental to developing divine metaphysical wisdom. Plus, it is vibrationally active in the Aloha Ohana. I said that wrong. Aloha Ohana, as Hawaiians call it, the loving family, In King David's day, he used the Star of David, otherwise known as Solomon's seal, for his spiritual protection. Featured herein is the knowledge that this six-pointed star is a sacred geometric form of the molecule of molecular water, or of the molecule of water. When 528 structuring occurs, the pyramid-shaped water molecule couples with a mate to neutralize polarities. This combination of two molecules form a hexagon, six-sided atomic complex that is reflected in the typical snowflake. It is called structured or clustered water in science. Dr. Masaru Emoto, highly recommend looking up him. Wow. Dr. Masaru Emoto, Japan's famous water researcher, and I learned from our common mentor, Dr. Lee Lorenzen, that this water acts very differently, far more positively and powerfully than polluted or chemicalized water. Melrose, shout out to you for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Right here. Wow. Years after working with Dr. Lorenzen, I commissioned a genealogist to determine my family's crest of arms. I was stunned to see, front and center of the shield, carried by my ancestors, the hexagonal-shaped snowflake-like structure Dr. Emoto made famous in the documentary, What the Bleep Do We Know? I highly recommend his awesome book, The Hidden Messages in Water. So yeah, I'll recommend that book too, The Hidden Messages in Water. Around the time my ancestral family purchased their right to bear arms from German royalty, the Templar Knights fleet vanished from the port of La Roche, France. Or La Rochelle. I don't know why I said La Roche. La Rochelle, France. Then the progeny of these prosperous Templar pirates evolved economically to become the world's wealthiest bankers and business leaders. I revealed their history and New World Order agendas in my previous books, including Death in the Air, Globalism, Terrorism, and Toxic Warfare. That's another one of his books. Again, please look at all of his books. Released 3 months before the terrorist attacks of 9/11, Death in the Air examined leading globalist positions as powerful petrochemical pharmaceutical profiteers. It's kind of crazy. That was 3 months before the terror attacks. Wow. My book, DNA, Pirates of the Sacred Spiral, written more for health scientists and bioenergy enthusiasts. I merge spirituality with biology. The subject is as heretical as mixing church and state, government and religion. This text was also built upon scientific and scriptural revelations published in Healing Codes for the Biological Apocalypse. DNA, Pirates of the Sacred Spiral, vividly documents the threat to humanity and myriad species posed by the pirates' genetic tinkering. This is mentioned here because 528 resonance in electrogenics is extremely important as detailed in Chapter 12. 528 is healing to damaged DNA, according to Dr. Lorenzen, and the evidence and conclusions drawn here. So that's the end of that excerpt. This is like a divine acknowledgement. So I'm going to guess this is kind of the last thing that we're going to be reading here today. Let me catch up here. Yeah, Shay, you know, Shay. Yes. That's really cool. I shout out to anybody who does know about Dr. Emoto. I'm glad you know Shay. Waffle, that's cool. You've seen what he's done with rice too. Stib, I would highly recommend just Google. Well, you do know about him. Okay. But shout out to anybody. That's amazing. I'm glad other people see that as well. Okay. I'm going to get another drink of water. This is Divine Acknowledgement. So, this is to everybody listening, pretty much. Okay, Divine Acknowledgement. In past books, I acknowledge divine interventions. This book takes revelations from my previous books to the next level. This divine frequency of 528 infuses water with nature's most celebrated energy. Universally, water is the most extraordinary creative juice, and this medium vibrates with myriad communications. The most powerful is love, administered through dynamics and cymatics of the Creator's miracle note, 528. This book is necessarily technical in parts, I'm going to step in and say it is. Read it again. This is really technical. Sorry. This book is necessarily technical in parts, although I have done my best to simplify science and understanding of scripture for the average reader. My challenge is integrating recent advances in space and time physics, mathematics, musicology, and health science with prophetic books of the Bible. This exploration, like any pioneering effort, presents unique challenges to general audiences for assimilation and appreciation. My word wanted to say assimilation. I gotta read this divine acknowledgement. Most readers will celebrate the obviously divine revelations contained herein, for which I cannot take credit. No person or earthly force could open these doors, nor close them. The best of these revelations derive from a source of inspiration and awareness beyond normal human reasoning. This publication is, therefore, both extraordinary and a sign of greater things and times to come. It evidences the 528 love revolution. This accelerating process is divinely enlightening. Humanity is being blessed with ingenuity now to produce lasting peace on earth as it is in heaven. Please join the pioneers of this most righteous evolution of consciousness. Yours in the spirit of 528 revelation. I'm not going to be able to say his Hebrew name. Dr. Leonard G. Horowitz. And that is where we're going to leave off today. And most likely tomorrow we'll be doing a stream after our Wave Wednesday stream. And we will be going right into chapter 1, which is the introduction of musical creationism. It's going to be fun. Just wait till we get to chapter 3. Wow. Wow. But thank you so much to everybody who's here on YouTube, on TikTok, for everybody sticking around for so long. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative for your energy here, and I'm so grateful that there are others who want to be hearing this information and downloading it. I'm super appreciative. All of this credit goes to Dr. Horowitz. Please look him up. I'm pretty sure I left the book link in the description on YouTube. If anybody's interested here on TikTok, please go to that YouTube. There's a link there. Otherwise, you can just type in the Book of 528 on Amazon. It should pop up right away. And just dive into Dr. Horowitz. Dive deep. He is so divine. And now, after reading kind of what I was learning today, because I had an interaction with the Medical Veritas journal, which I don't know if it was Sherry Kane or Dr. Horowitz, but I was reading a thing that they put out, and I know I mentioned this earlier in the TikTok stream, but I'm mentioning this again if anybody that's new that's joined in. Dr. Horowitz is kind of on the forefront of combating this vaccine for us spiritual beings who don't want to be taking the vaccine. He has actually sued the FDA from Florida in, I forget how he described it. I don't understand legal terms, but he has created a lawsuit with the FDA over the regulation of the vaccine and how it's been created and how it's unsafe and how it hasn't been tested, and the list goes on and on. But he is actually taking legal action on them, and he's a Harvard grad. He knows what he's doing. So all the credit, everything goes to him. Please check him out. Please follow him. Get on his email list. He's yeah, you got to check him out. And this book has changed my life. So if I can influence anybody to buy this book, you don't have to tune into any further streams of mine. You can read this book on your own. Take however long you'd like. You can even go random chapters too. All of them have their own kind of reasons for being there. Please dive as far as you can into this 528 stuff. The rabbit hole keeps going, and then you realize that you're like out of the rabbit hole. There'll be a point where it's like, wow, like we're out. I had that point hit me not this last Friday, but yeah, this last Friday. No, 2 Fridays ago. Yeah, I had that hit me 2 Fridays ago. So it's possible, and I highly recommend anybody to dive as deeply possible as you can because all you're going to find is love. All you're going to find is love. And if you need any music to do your deep diving with, that is why I'm here. If you choose not to listen to my music, that is completely respectable and totally okay. There are, thankfully, more 528 musicians coming out now that are releasing more on streaming services as well. So please just listen to some 528 music, whether it's some meditation music or anything. If you want to go and take all the music you like and go to 528records.com and convert all of the music, you can actually upload your music and convert it into there. So if you have the albums of what you're looking to convert, I would highly recommend doing that. How do you email me for questions or comments? Misty, you can email me at animalkingdom@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to get back to that as quickly as I can. Things are going to kind of get rampant for me. If anybody's interested in the content I'm putting out this week, and ironically, not ironically, because majority of what I talk about is 528, but I'm releasing a lot of musical content that is furthering what this book talks about in my own way, in my own perception, I guess. It's funny if the YouTube live paused. It paused for a little bit. That's funny. But I am, tonight, I'm releasing the first single off of my album that I'm dropping this weekend on Saturday, 12/12. Tonight, I'll probably be doing a stream. I might do it on YouTube. Who knows? Probably do it just on TikTok. We'll see. We will see. But the song is called Come Together, and it is a song that is a collaboration between me and Lucky. If anybody's heard my work with Lucky before, it has similar energy. I'm very excited to get this song out in the world, and it talks more about 528 and me, me, and just kind of this kind of the worldly stance we're in right now. So if you're interested in that, I'll be posting more content about that on my channels. Please, if you're interested in keeping up with any of this, follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting stories before I go live doing these every single time. I'll be adamant about doing that as I did it for this first time. So I'll make sure to do that. It's unfortunate that you can't really get notifications from TikTok about lives. Rody, shout out to you. Thank you for coming in here. We're kind of at the end of the stream here, but thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate you. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming, and it sounds like everybody's kind of getting ramped up into this energy. So I'm super, super excited for every single person. I cannot wait to see all of these amazing upgrades that manifest in everybody's life. I'm super grateful that there's anybody here. Thank you so much for being here. I have, the only way I can really describe it and understand it is that the levels of gratitude I have for all of you are beyond human words or human comprehension. So again, I'm super grateful for every single one of you. The next piece of content from me after tonight's stream, when this single releases, I'm releasing this single tonight, and we'll be hosting a Wave Wednesday stream tomorrow. That stream will be at 1 p.m. Central Time, so 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. If you are a creator out there and you would like to have any of your creations shown, if you do music or just videos, drawing, kind of whatever, if you'd like your content to be shown on our stream, we love new creators. We'd love to showcase any content. Please DM me on either TikTok or Instagram, or you can just go right in and join our Discord. If you go to the link in my bio, there should be the Discord within the first few. I will double check that, but through our Discord is the Wave Discord. That's kind of where we regulate our content. So whenever I'm going live, I make sure that I post in the Discord whenever I'm doing anything. Any of my content gets posted in the Discord, and it got moved all the way to the bottom for some reason. Let me put this at the top. There we go. So yep, if anybody's interested in joining that Discord, that is at the top on my link tree, which is in my bio on TikTok, and I don't believe it's on YouTube. So if anybody here is interested on YouTube, I'm going to give you a quick link here. I'll put it in the chat. I appreciate anybody who's interested. Again, you don't have to join the Discord if you're still wanting to be a part of our stream tomorrow. That's the link tree. You can just DM me on Instagram or on TikTok. I'll make sure to check that before I go live tomorrow. And just find a way to get me your creations, whatever that creation may be, whether that's just a video on TikTok, where we show videos on TikTok as well. And we'll probably be showing a few tomorrow. So if anybody wants to showcase their TikTok stuff, we'll be doing that as well. Rody, to listen to the new release, it's going to be available everywhere, all streaming services. Pretty positive. Let me just check my Spotify here. Yep, scheduled to release tonight. So it's already in stores, and it will be out on all streaming services at, I think, well, midnight New York time. So midnight Eastern time. It's going to be 11 o'clock here. I'll be doing a quick stream just to kind of showcase what's going on, and give a little contextual depth to the song, which I'm super excited. I'm so excited to bring this project, honestly. I'm so excited. And shout out to anybody if you like the new picture. I updated that today as well. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of all we got for today for this first stream. Thank you to Shay. Thank you, and whoever else was here that inspired me to also put this on YouTube. Thank you. I think this is a great series idea, and it's great that this message is getting spread. And I don't know why I didn't have this idea earlier. This is great. So thank you, anybody, for listening, for being a part on the TikTok stream, being a part of the YouTube stream live. If you're watching in the future, thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for downloading this information. Again, please go check out Dr. Horowitz's stuff. If you're interested in the book, it's on Amazon, the Book of 528. And yeah, I will see you all possibly later tonight. If I don't see you tonight, I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, peace.